Hello and welcome, to yet another CDO magazine interview series. My name is Rohit Choudhary. I'm the founder and CEO at Acceldata. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Bin Mu, the Chief Data Officer and Vice President of Enterprise Data and Analytics at Adobe. Bin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rohit. It's my pleasure, honor to be here.
Before we go to the organizational structure, I do have a question for you in between. How is the technology stack changing from your perspective? Because when you started the refresh process, you said AI first. Adobe is a huge company. It has huge infrastructure, lots and lots of data, probably one of the oldest companies in terms of, collecting data right from, omniture to user clicks to experience, everything else. How is, the technology landscape looking like? And, how should people think about it? How should leaders think about, and building an AI stack which exists in a hybrid cloud first, wherever they may be?
Brilliant question. Thank you for asking that. I was trying to find opportunity to share that with you. This is, uh, well, you mentioned that this needs to be cloud first. It needs to be in cloud. So for systems still, if anyone, any companies, the data platform or data analytics platform still on-prem, they will have some challenge. They'll face some challenge, but it's better to be in the cloud. That's first. And second is in thinking of that is there are several key items that needs to be addressed.
Mhm.
One is what is you got to have a core data intelligence platform. We're using Databricks as our platform. We're built based on that. Very happy with that choice because they're the functionality, capability, technology improvement is just uh, really significant. That's a core platform, data intelligence platform. Also thinking is if you want to centralize all of the data access, by the way, it's not centralize all the data in one place, but centralize the data access and creating that analytics platform. What it, you got to have a data integration platform that be able to integrate all of the different source system, transactional system to have their data to be able to flow through the data intelligence platform for the purpose for AI and analytics. So that
Mhm.
needs to be considered, choosing the technology, choosing the stack to build that, integrate with the data intelligence platform. We're also putting in the consideration just specific for our marketers and for our external users. Also the reference data platform. What that is for data enrichment, data enhancement, and data validation through third-party data provider. So that's another platform to make sure your data is enriched, enhanced. And also there's the delivery layer is delivered through either through a fabric or like Microsoft Fabric or any type of that fabricated type of a layer or natively be able to do the deliver. And people can also say you need to consider data governance, data quality control, all great considerations. So all of the data lifecycle data management, all these considerations should be considered and built into that. On top of that, there's also core functionality is where you catalog all of that or metadata management. So we use a Unity catalog and we also use Colibra. So there are many tools over there to help you to do that, but that needs to be a core, a center for that. With agentic AI and with AI orchestration, the sky's the limit.
Sure.
You can build agents, hundreds of agents, or agents can do anything, create them. But the key is how you structure the network, allow
Right.
orchestration to do that. Should we consider the agent registration so that is what we build are not being lost in the middle? That's that's what we're considering of everything here as a high level. Of course, there are more specific details underneath to be considered, but really from a structure wise, some of the core pillars that we're considering.
One last question on that, Ben, from a, model perspective, you spoke about, the data infrastructure, everything that
Yeah.
powers the supply chain and the value chain of data. But, what about models? Are you thinking open source? Are you, happy with the commercial offerings that you're getting? Are you guys thinking about, building your own models because, you guys can do that. You have the wherewithal. What's the
Yes.
thought process in that?
I think my answer is just my personal opinion. How we do it, it doesn't represent, there isn't right or wrong approach.
Sure.
Uh, we prefer open source. We love open source because
Mm,
community contribution to that.
right.
But open source with a caveat, with enterprise support.
Got it.
That's what we prefer. And we also build our own, even like AI model, we build our own. So Adobe has our own Firefly AI model. We ourselves, we also build, I think we built two models. And then, but now we decommission them because the investment to build it versus if we just get it from OpenAI or from using Gemini, it's straightforward. So that way we made our agent network and also where we use AI as part of product
Hmm.
as model agnostic. So you can swap out any model, drop in any model in, because it's really we treat AI models. Allow me to use this term. We treat AI models from our viewpoint as commodities.
I agree.
So that's how we do about it.
Makes a lot of sense. Let's move on to, the next part of, our conversation, which was, which you were referring to earlier, is the organization. And there are two views. There are two conflicting views in the world right now. One essentially talks about what's going to happen with this increased productivity. Are people going to be displaced? And is there going to be an economic displacement because people will start losing jobs,
Mhm.
including folks in IT? There is another view which I hold very dear to, is that years and years of backlog which nobody was able to attend because of either complexity or because of the time and investment it would take. I feel that this is a unique moment in time where the entire backlog can be just taken off the table.
Yes.
And I think there's going to be a new range of productivity and new range of applications, new range of software systems, workflows that will show up, which we have not yet imagined. Um, Regardless of which camp you are in, you don't have to subscribe to either of those. But I just want to understand, for this new world, what is your organizational definition? How are you changing? What is your enablement process? What is your leadership in terms of, just people leadership?
Yes. Well, Rohit, first of all, I'm in your camp.
Okay.
it's it's a transformation. Is there are people will be transition from where they are now over to the new role, which uh, any technology advancement, like even with AI, is some of the positions, their value will be switched over to a different aspect. Therefore, is some position will disappear, but in the meantime, more roles and positions will show up. So each revolution is a one step even further and more opportunities to be created. Well, remember in the 70s and even early 80s, the telephone switchboard hires hundreds of thousands of people doing the plug in, plug out. And now is I think only White House still has that, but elsewhere it's all gone. That's how technology really just evolves the professions and help to really just improve civilization essentially. Okay, so you asked a question that I'm also still is studying, debating, and exploring, which is the implication to organization. And as a leader, is first and foremost is we need to be affluent with the new technology, especially with AI. I know what that is, and I also tell my own leaders we all need to be hands-on, use AI and try it. Everyone use Cursor AI to write code, write a conversion tool. That's a homework you need to deliver to me. Actually, I did that. That was 2 months
Wow.
ago. Yeah, it's forcing everyone to adopt because once you're in, you know it, and you will never say, "Oh, I have no idea." So that's why is get to know the product, be hands-on for the leaders, and know and with that to think about the implication. Then with that, be open and be candid and see how the team should transform, should change. and also looking at with this how we can do things differently.
Mhm.
The one an example, Rohit, one example we are experiencing right now is gathering requirements is a painful process.
Mhm.
Is on the business side, what they share versus how much they can share, they know what to share versus how we gathered, and also really is it really right? And also translate that into technical requirements. It's such a painful process because if we interpret it wrong, then what we build is wrong. We experience that using AI. Is
Mhm.
in addition to human being, as simple as using Copilot to record
Yeah.
and also adding additional agents there to ask questions. So based on what they heard and based on the reinforced learning from the past, just reading through the entire Jira registry and ask questions as a like a hint to the product manager. Ask this question to drive the requirement part. That's the first step. Then is it possible that the requirement gathering in the near future can be largely automated? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Just really using the understand the power of AI and apply that and change the way how we work, even how our daily work is just use that every day. Just every day when work is done, before I go to bed, I use I use AI to summarize what I've done and what's
Wow.
coming tomorrow, and also give me a summary of all of the emails that I received and replied. Just summarize all of that. I store it. Then actually I have a log now for the past 3 months and see everything progressing and always use AI to help me to understand what I have done and how it's progressing. It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. I think what you just said is so true that once you know about it and once you've experienced the power of it, it's very hard to not look at it. It's very hard to say, I don't know about it because it is transformational. It's actually magic.
It, it is magic. It is really magic. And the toughest question though here is I don't have an answer. I wish I have an answer now is the impact to the organization structure, how it's structured. I do know is the data and AI or data analytic organizations of my organization, I am going to structure that centered around AI as opposed to something else. Really is how to really bring out all the power of AI. That's how I'm going to structure my organization around with that.
Awesome, Ben. Thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure having this conversation with you. And, I look forward to doing this more with you.
Rohit, it's a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure.